The reason why Noya came up with the challenge was simple, though perhaps not what others expected. Asahi was acting strange lately, that was obvious. He was stressed from work, sure, but that wasn't it. Rather, it was the fact Asahi kept hiding his work from him. That never happened before. While Noya wasn't one to understand fashion, Asahi never refused to show him what he was working on. And yet, he always covered his designs the moment Noya entered the room now. And Noya couldn't understand why. He asked, but Asahi always avoided the question, chuckling awkwardly and stammering some random answer which Noya didn't believe for 1 second. He couldn't imagine Asahi keeping some nasty secret, but the weird feeling didn't want to go away. And he was getting desperate. Which, in his opinion, justified him to use more unconventional methods. Let's get the party started then. He dove straight into planning his next trip, hoping to make the challenge more believable that way, and only snapped back when a gentle hand squeezed his shoulder. You? Are you listening? Huh? Yeah, sorry, I got really into it. Closing his travel notebook, he smiled innocently at Asahi hovering above him. I asked if you had breakfast already. Oh, no, but don't worry about it, I'm not hungry. Asahi furrowed his brow. Are you okay? I didn't think I would ever hear something like that from you. Noya grinned inwardly. Until food was on the table, there was no way he would fail the challenge. I'm fine, no worries. I'm really not hungry right now. He could see the conflicting emotions on his boyfriend's face and waited, hoping Asahi would let it slide this time. The main deal was going to be dinner after all. Or next day, depending on Asahi's worry level. To his happiness, Asahi nodded after a while and headed to the kitchen. Now he just had to hold on until evening or sneak some food into his stomach while Asahi wasn't looking. Which, given how much work Asahi had, wasn't going to be difficult. Fully committed to the challenge, he slowly nudged the pieces of rice around his plate, trying for the most disinterested expression. Wasting surely delicious food was shameful, but it was all for a good cause. Asahi hadn't stopped watching him since they sat to the table, the crease on his forehead growing deeper with every passing minute. Is something wrong? You tell me. You hadn't eaten anything since morning. Oh, I didn't? No. Are you okay? You're normally like a grasshopper, and now... And you've been really quiet today too. Are you sick? Or sad? I can't read minds, you have to tell me if something's wrong. Sighing, Noya pushed the food away from him. It's really nothing, dear. Don't worry about it. Asahi bit his lip and got up, coming to a stop in front of Noya's chair when, to Noya's surprise, he cupped his cheeks to make him look up. I have to worry about it. You clearly aren't okay and I don't know why. It's strange to see you this quiet and without appetite. So please, tell me what's wrong. Noya sighed again and averted his gaze, pulling away from the touch. He saw confusion flush over Asahi's face, the sight making his chest constrict. He didn't mean to guilt-trip his own boyfriend, but this was the best opportunity he had. He had to find out what the heck was going on. Surely there was nothing in his line of work that needed to be hidden unless he somehow got roped into doing some spy stuff. Are you hiding something from me? Asahi paused. Hiding? Yes, hiding. I I thought we are telling each other everything, but now you are hiding something from me. Why? The bad feeling returned in full force when Asahi visibly recoiled and stepped back, rubbing the back of his neck. It's nothing important, really. Then why don't you want to tell me what it is? He got up too, trying to catch Asahi's gaze. Why do you always hide what you have on the desk when I come in? I thought you don't mind me looking at your designs. I don't, trust me. I'm grateful for your feedback. Then what changed? Why are you so weird about it if it's nothing important? You... Don't you me, Asahi. What am I supposed to think when you act like this? Color drained from Asahi's face, and yet Noya couldn't stop. Not now. Talk to me, please. I'm worried and confused and... What happened to telling each other everything? He stammered when Asahi crushed him in his arms. Nothing happened to that. I swear I have no secret before you, not in the way you think. I couldn't do that. I would never... Noya froze. Wait, no, I don't think you are cheating. You are too kind for that, I know. He returned the hug, hiding his face in Asahi's chest. I just don't know what's going on. You seem so troubled lately and always work late. And then you hide things from me when you've never done that. He looked up with pleading eyes. Please tell me what's wrong. A soft kiss landed on his forehead. I'll tell you soon, I promise. I know I've been out of it lately, but I swear it's for a good thing. At least, I hope so. But please don't worry about it so much. I don't want you to get sick because you didn't eat properly. Alright, but tell me soon, okay? I will. You have my word. Lev? Why are you acting so strange today? Lev tilted his head, trying for the most innocent expression he could muster. Strange? I'm acting like always. Are you saying I'm strange? He only started the challenge during lunch since Yaku was so exhausted he slept long into the noon that day. He prepared a normal portion for Yaku, but only a tiny one for himself, wondering if that would be enough for Yaku to say something. As it turned out, it took longer than he expected. No, but you're acting weird and I don't know why. Did something happen? Lev shrugged, his mind racing to come up with some excuse. The worse the excuse, the sooner this whole challenge could end and he could finally get something proper to eat. Nothing happened. I'm fine, everything is fine, nothing's happening. Yaku's expression shifted into confused, and Lev had to restrain himself from pinching his cheeks. He loved to see Yaku's mask drop and all the different emotions on his fiancée's face. It was adorable. You are really weird today. With that, he shook his head and returned to cleaning the dishes after lunch. Lev opened his mouth to say something, but then decided against it. He couldn't alert Yaku to the challenge. That wouldn't count. Still, he would lie if he said Yaku's reaction didn't baffle him, maybe even hurt a bit. Of course, this was just a challenge, but what if something really happened? Would Yaku dismiss it just like that too, without looking further into it? For the rest of the afternoon, he was busy reading through a new contract his agent sent him, while Yaku decided to catch up on some series he stopped watching because of the volleyball season. He noticed Yaku glancing at him from time to time, but tried not to react to it. He has to bring it up himself, otherwise it doesn't count. But he could be a bit more attentive. I'll starve at this pace. He dove deep into reading the contract, forcing himself to read it carefully instead of skimming over it. That never paid off, especially in his field of work. However, it was difficult to focus when all he could think about was Yaku's strange disregard to the issue at hand. Maybe I should have just straight up stopped eating. Maybe he would notice that way. He bit his lip, an idea forming in his mind. Mori? Yeah? Do you think I'm getting fat? Yaku froze, the temperature in the room suddenly dropping a few degrees. What? I asked. I know what you asked. I just can't believe you would ever say something like that. He got up swiftly and strode to the table, leaning on it with his palms. Did someone say something to you? No. Lev, truth. If someone dared to say anything bad about you, I'll personally end them. Is that why you ate so little for lunch? Because some asshole made you doubt yourself? You noticed? Of course I noticed, I just... Sighing, he averted his eyes, the inner turmoil clearly visible in his face. I didn't know what to do about it. I didn't want to mention it because I was worried I might do more harm than good, but now... He looked up again, his eyes concerned and guilty. I'm sorry I'm so useless when it comes to helping out, but you aren't getting fat, and even if you were, you would still be as handsome as ever. I wouldn't mind in the slightest. You would still be my titan, and I would love you the same. Sorry, I should have said something sooner. Guilt constricted Lev's breathing as he threw himself around Yaku, engulfing him in a tight embrace. He mentally kicked himself for pushing too far again and guilt-tripping Yaku to become vulnerable in front of him again when he was completely innocent in this. Don't be sorry, please. It's not your fault. I shouldn't have brought it up. But... No, don't. Please. You're helping me a lot without even realizing it. Like now, when you said you'll love me no matter what. That's more than enough. He tightened his embrace a bit more, desperate to keep the contact going. Great job, Lev. Great job. Lev, let go a bit, please. Squishing too hard. With a startle, Lev loosened his grip, guilt hitting him once again when he realized he could have unintentionally hurt Yaku. Sorry. I didn't mean to. Are you okay? Yeah, it's fine. You just squeezed my shoulder in a wrong way. He took a deep breath, still visibly shaken about the whole thing. Just, please don't think less about yourself, no matter what others may say. Who cares if you get a bit chubby? You'll still be pretty. Oh, More. He landed a light kiss on the top of Yaku's head, torn between feeling the warmth of Yaku's words and the chill of his own stupidity. Would you want to cook dinner together? Yaku looked up again, leaning his chin against Lev's chest. I would love that. Go? What are you doing? Suga looked up from the pile of something lying in front of him on the table and grinned innocently. Nothing. I just found some new activities for kids and have to try them out to make sure it's not too difficult. And do you have to try them in our kitchen? We have the office for this exact case, you know? Pouting, Suga went back to sticking the papers together with glue. I need a proper light, and also this table is easier to clean. Daichi sighed. Yeah, the table was easier to clean because Suga never cleaned it. Daichi did. Every single time. And even all that aside, Suga's presence by the table crossed his plans for doing the challenge. He planned on making Suga breakfast while he would get just a cup of tea, something Suga would definitely notice and found strange. Like this, however, he was too preoccupied with the papers to pay attention to him. Well, I suppose I won't lose anything by trying anyway. Either he says something or not. He walked behind Suga and wrapped his arms around his shoulders, kissing his cheek. Did you have breakfast yet? Yep, I took the rolls from yesterday. Oh, alright. Then I guess I can go to work already. He gave Suga another quick kiss and headed to grab his things. Wait, you aren't going to eat anything? I'm not hungry right now. And you forgot your bento here! Daichi rushed out of the door before Suga could finish or shove the bento box into his hands. It's okay, no worries. I need to go. See you in the evening. He had to stop by a convenience store near the station to get something to eat, his heart still hammering into his ribs as if he had just gone through an adrenaline rush. I should probably start thinking of an apology already. And explanation. I bet he will overthink the whole day. I sure hope he's not going to tear my head off when he finds out it's just a challenge. He tried not to think about it too much during his shift, only confiding in his partner who rolled her eyes at him for doing stupid challenges. But at least he had someone to go on a lunch with. The issue was, Suga could be seriously scary when he got mad, and the closer the end of Daichi's shift got, the more fidgety he became. He even had to take a few deep breaths to calm himself down before he unlocked the door to their flat. I'm home. He heard quiet shuffling from the living room, and soon Suga leaned on the doorframe between hallway and kitchen. Welcome home. Daichi paused, surprised by how mellow his boyfriend sounded. He expected to get scolded the second he entered, not this. Is everything okay? Yeah, it's fine. I'm just thinking. Weren't you hungry today since you didn't take your lunch? Not really. Why? Sighing, Suga pushed himself off of the wall before making his way to him, wrapping his arms around his neck. Is something bothering you? You know you can tell me. We can deal with it together, for sure. Daichi's breath hitched, the sincere and tender look in Suga's eyes making his knees and resolve weak. He shook his head lightly and returned the embrace, bringing Suga to his chest. Nothing happened, dear. I'm sorry I made you worried. Are you sure? You don't have to keep it bottled inside. Well, technically you shouldn't have if it makes you not eat properly. Daichi kissed his forehead. I am sure. The only thing that happened is that Noya has strange ideas for challenges. As expected, Suga looked at him confused. Challenges? Daichi chuckled sheepishly, rubbing the back of his neck. Yeah, the not eating was a challenge. Nothing serious. It didn't seem so bad in theory, but then I started and got worried he would be angry at me for doing it. Narrowing his eyes at him, Suga smacked his shoulder before sighing and hiding his face in the crook of Daichi's neck. I'm mad now! I was worried and now I'm mad. But for future reference, if something ever happens that makes you lose appetite, tell me. I know you have to keep strong face at work, but not here. I won't judge. Daichi could about melt into a puddle. I know. That's one of the many reasons why I love you. But I'm still mad at you. Would a nice dinner and a hot bath help me get back into your good graces? At a movie night and we can talk about it. Anything for you, my love. Genji was seriously regretting his life choices at that moment. Why on earth do I always have the worst timing ever? Or the worst luck? He wasn't sure about the challenge from the beginning, but now he was absolutely sure he hated it. Of course it had to come up on a day when Aona decided to surprise him with dinner in one of the most upscale restaurants around. A dinner he couldn't eat. I swear to gods, if I ever see that shorty again, I'll... Genji? He startled, finding Aona watching him with forehead scrunched in concern. Are you alright? Genji sighed and squeezed his hand, leaning more into his side. Yeah, I'm just thinking about something. It was a long day today. Remember that new building complex you are working on? We are supposed to lay cables there and we haven't stopped for the last few days. But today there was this guy who just has to blabber into everything we do because he thinks he knows everything. Aona hummed softly. I know him. So you know what pain in the ass he is. I wouldn't put it past him he talks into your work too. He does, but we usually ignore him. Genji scoffed. In that case, you're stronger than me. Maybe I'll let him touch some naked wire next time. That could shut him up. Genji. Okay, that might be a bit much. But still, he's getting on my nerves. Smiling lightly, Aona wrapped his arm around his shoulders to pull him closer. What if I come around tomorrow? Huh? But why? To keep you company. And keep that guy away from you. Genji blinked a few times before his lips curled up with a smile. That would be nice. For a moment, he managed to forget all about the challenge hanging above his head and threatening to destroy the surely nice evening Aona prepared for him. However, as they reached the restaurant door, his good mood dissipated. He sat down stiffly when Aona pulled a chair for him, unable to enjoy the pretty decor on the walls, nor the beautiful view into the garden. His heart ached with fondness when Aona sat opposite him and smiled, the knowledge he was about to ruin the moment soon, making his hands tremble. He tried so hard and now it will get ruined because you are stupid and accepting stupid challenges. Okay, no, not at my watch. I'm not doing this. Screw it. Everyone else can ruin their own evening. I'm going to enjoy mine. It's going to be fine. It's going to. Genji. Huh? Aona tilted his head to the waitress, watching him expectantly with a block in her hand, ready to take his order. Oh, sorry. Can you please give me a moment longer? I'm not decided yet. Of course. Just let me know when you decide. She left, and Genji let out a shaky breath. That's what you get for spacing out in public. A large, warm hand covered his, snapping him from his thoughts. He looked up, meeting Auna's worried gaze. You are spacing out a lot today. Would you rather go home? Guilt jabbed in Genji's chest. No, I'm fine, really. He tried to force a smile, which, judging by Auna's expression, didn't go too well. I'm happy you took me here. It's a nice evening, really. I promise I'll pay more attention to you. The grip on his hand tightened. It's not about me. I don't want you to force yourself into things. I'm not, I swear. I don't want to ruin this. Auna furrowed his brow in confusion. Ruin? Do you not want to be here? No. I mean, yes, I do. Of course I want to be here. I like this place. It's beautiful, and I'm sure the food is great too. And you are here with me too. I don't want you to be angry at me again. Slow down. What are you talking about? Why would I be angry at you? Because I have the worst timing and... Auna got up from his chair and knelt in front of him, taking his hands in his. Genji averted his gaze, unable to look into his boyfriend's eyes. He was trying to avoid this so hard, and yet he still managed to ruin their evening. Genji, please talk to me. What did you ruin? I agreed to a challenge to eat less than usual, or not eat at all. It didn't seem that bad at first, even though it would make you worried, but then you came with the dinner and I couldn't do it because it would ruin everything you prepared. But now I ruined it anyway, and... A large hand cupped his face, silencing the waterfall of words. He hesitantly looked up, worried what he might find in Auna's face. But to his surprise, he only found the usual tenderness and fondness in his eyes. You didn't ruin anything. Don't say that just to make me feel better. I know I shouldn't have agreed to it in the first place, but I didn't... I'm telling the truth, so don't worry about it, alright? Genji's vision hazed. Against his better judgment, he leaned his forehead against Auna's in search of the familiar comfort. Are you mad? Of course not. Let's forget about it and enjoy the evening, I have a surprise for you. Surprise? Smiling, Auna pressed a feather-light kiss to his lips before reaching into his... I suppose I can stay here for this? Genji opened and closed his mouth, unable to find his voice when his gaze fell on the intricate gold ring with a large green gem set into it. Would you do me the honor, dear? Genji's vision blurred completely. Yes, of course. Please tell me I'm not dreaming. Auna chuckled softly and slipped the ring on his finger before gently pinching his cheek. You aren't. Genji threw himself around Auna's neck, hiding his red face and teary eyes in his boyfriend's shoulder. His fiancé's shoulder. You mean it, right? This isn't some joke to get back at me, is it? Please don't joke about this. I swear I'm serious. I want to marry you one day. Only you. Kenji sniffed and pulled away a bit to dry his eyes. I don't know what to say. It's so unreal. I love you so much. With a gentle smile, Aone cupped his cheeks, making Kenji melt completely. Love you too.